It is no secret that our sister island of Jost Van Dyke heavily relies on tourism as its main source of economic activity. Well, since the advent of COVID-19, Jost Van Dyke has been one of the islands most impacted by the stringent COVID-19 travel protocols that once affected the British Virgin Islands. With the lifting of those travel protocols, economic activity has resumed, with a regular sighting of cruise ships into the BVI, as well as sailboats and yachts docked across various shores across the territory. While we toured Great Harbour and stopped at several bars where I spoke to a number of persons. At the popular Foxy's, I spoke to bartender Ruby, who said that things have been looking good for the establishment since the resumption of tourists into the BVI.
So far, it's been very good because before, when the COVID was very restricted and all the restrictions, we were really out. We were out because this is a #1 tourist destination, and all we do on Jost Van Dyke is just tourism. We don't have the mainstream industries that supply businesses or jobs for the locals, except for tourism industries. And when we were down, it was really down bad. And right now, we could say we're getting better. You can see out there, we have yachts in the harbor. We have tourists behind of us. We actually have a full moon party going on tonight, and the reason for that is because things are looking better. If it wasn't looking better, we couldn't be here speaking right now, honestly speaking.
And you talk about the full moon parties. Tell us how these parties have been. I know they may not be pre-2019 in terms of the large crowds with no COVID restrictions, but let's speak about how these full moon parties have been and the activity for Foxy's.
You have people leaving earlier. That's a normal because you have the curfews where the bars are supposed to be closed at 12, and then people don't want to be staying in a bundle together because the 6 feet distancing and whatever. So yeah, we do have a less crowd, but we still have people coming out when they can, doing what they could do, getting a little bit of the festivities and then going home. So it's not like it used to be in the past, but it's getting there. And hopefully, well, actually not hopefully, we know it's not going to be like it was in the past, but hopefully we continue seeing this kind of festivities, having a little bit of activity just to keep us afloat.
And just to give the viewers an insight in terms of the numbers that are usually here, just give us an insight in terms of the numbers. And I know you, as a bartender is a people's person, so you would interact with a lot of these tourists as well. Speak to the numbers as well as some of the nationalities you would have been interacting since the resumption of cruise ships here in the territory.
Well, we're getting back there, having Canadians, we having people from the UK, we have a lot of Americans. We have a lot of Americans, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, we have South Carolina, we also have Florida. A lot of people in Florida getting ready to leave, they come in here now. It's getting better. We do have people from places that have never left in 2 years because of COVID, and they're like, if we could be here every year, they would. And that's because things are getting better. It's getting better for them back home. So hopefully it should get better for us here in our homes.
Thank you very much. That's Mr. Ruby of Foxy's here on Jost Van Dyke. The very popular bar is also known for the All Year's Night or New Year's Day party.
Yeah, that's the shirt I'm wearing right now. The All Year's theme, it was Foxy's Under the Sea. So we had a great turnout, honestly, a very, very good turnout. And we was proud to know that people came, supported us. Nobody wants to be left on Gilligan's Island by themselves. Just put it like that. And this is a Gilligan's Island if we don't have tourists. So yeah, we were grateful for everybody that came out and that's still coming, even though the protocols are a little tough with the tests and everything else like that, we're still grateful.
Well, our next stop was Alibaba's bar and restaurant, where I spoke to Urentia, who also said that things have been looking up.
Well, it have been going on good since all that restriction is dropped a little. The people coming in, there's a lot of people on the island, a lot of boats in the harbor. Now everybody on a budget, they ain't spending so much, but things been picking up very good.
And obviously, from a perspective of what you just mentioned, is promising considering what we would have experienced in 2020 and early 2021, where there was heavy restrictions and persons basically not being able to travel on Jost Van Dyke. You would have heard the concerns from persons on Jost Van Dyke, basically speaking about, there's no activity going on. Speak to what this means for the economy of Jost Van Dyke.
Well, I would say it's going very good. I mean, we have our good times, our slow times, and our, busy time. It's not like before, but it's been picking up very good, and I wish it would, stay like that.
And speak about when are some of these good times? Speak about the days you expect more customers than other days. Which are the days that persons are likely to flock Jost Van Dyke?
Yeah, it look like now they do Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Things that a little more busy than a Monday and a Tuesday. Things weekend it's a little more busy for us.
Give me an estimation of how many persons would patronize the restaurant on those days.
Well, I can't say exactly. Sometimes we got a house full. Sometimes we got two. Sometimes we got eight. Sometimes we can't say. I can't say exactly, but I know it is way better now than it was before.
Well, despite the upside of things on Great Harbour, several of the bar owners had similar complaints regarding the issue of cruise ship passengers arriving on the sister island and then being taken directly down to the White Bay area. But they say that this practice has been negatively impacting the Great Harbour community since the businesses in that community misses out on the potential economic activity from most cruise ship passengers.
The ship's been coming here for quite a while. Before now, they started to come back again. But from the time it started, what I've been noticing, that when they come, they go to one spot. They go to White Bay, everything is taken there for them. They don't even walk around Great Harbour. So nobody in Great Harbour have a chance to make $1 or $2 off of them, whether it's a Coke or a water they buy, nothing. And for the future, we would like to see that been fixed. Because, you know, it's not right that they would come here, just go to White Bay, enjoy the beach, and don't even get a chance to walk around Great Harbour. You know, we feel that if some of them would walk around Great Harbour, at least if not even Alibaba's, other place would be able to benefit something from them. But it's not happening. Everything is going to one area, and I don't think that's right.
Viewers, I'm at another bar here on Jost Van Dyke. I'm at A&B Bar and Restaurant. I'm here with Mr. Alan Colwood.
Yeah.
Mr. Colwood, just speak to me about the activities that you would have seen back here on Jost Van Dyke since the resumption of cruise ship vessels here in the BVI.
Well, the activities for the cruise ship, they don't support up here in Great Harbour. Most of the time, every time the cruise ship, people come, they go and taxi down to White Bay. So we don't get no support from them at all.
So in other words, you're saying now in terms of, yes, there have been resumption of cruise vessels here in the BVI, here on Jost Van Dyke, but the situation presently is that you guys here at Great Harbour are disadvantaged because the cruise ship vessels go directly down to White Bay?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Okay,
So we have the others bareboat come around too, so sometimes this small business don't get much support neither, because everybody go like they go to Foxy's or go down to St. Castle, Hindus. So like small little local business like my business and like Rose, sometimes we don't get much business at all.
And what do you...
We can like sometimes like they walk out like I just ask the tourists like to go come in and support us. There will be sometimes we can make a little business. And sometimes we have some few captain might bring people straight to us, so we get a little business too. But it's not like the other like Foxy's and Hindus and Castle. Our business is not like that. We gotta try to beg people to come to give us a little business sometimes. Yeah.
And in terms of the situation you mentioned, what do you think is the solution to help drive some of those cruise passengers back here at Great Harbour as opposed to every single person going down to White Bay?
Well, I don't know what you could do. I don't know, because it comes from straight from the cruise ship company. Maybe they just got the people and book up to go down to White Bay. So maybe they themselves maybe have to try and get them to like stop in Great Harbour a little bit when they come to help support people in Great Harbour. Yeah, we can't do nothing about it. Maybe that's how they set up with the cruise ship company.
Okay. And in terms, I know you mentioned that, due to the fact that the cruise vessels, once the passengers come here, they're directed straight to White Bay.
Yeah.
I know, despite that fact, it's a reality of cruise passengers and even tourists in a whole coming back here on Jost Van Dyke, just speak to the resumption of that activity at least. Speak to what it means to have persons back here on Jost Van Dyke to potentially partake in doing business here on the country, on the sister island, and what that means for the economy of Jost Van Dyke.
Well, it means a lot. So because when they come, they support the whole entire BVI and so forth, you know. And some people they just like so. Sometimes some of them come like 2 or 3 times a year. So a lot of people just like just like so, you know.
Well, last but not least was the Tipsy Shark Bar and Cafe, where I had the pleasure of speaking with Miss Renee. Well, she too said that there have been a number of ups. However, the issues of cruise ship passengers being directed to White Bay have also impacted her business.
Seeing that we're the newest bar opening in town, talking to tourists on a daily basis, I noticed that one of the things that they always mention that Jost Van Dyke is the last stop that they make due to the testing station here. So they come here, they do, whether they go to the moorings or whatever, and they do the whole Virgin Gorda Anegada thing, and then they come here. So that's one of the little issues that we have here. And being the last stop here, they have to like eat the food on the boat, and so when it comes to spending money and whatever, this is the last stop. So you know what I mean? So that's one of the little things that we're finding to be a little tough here for us. Yeah, but coming back here, since the softening of the restrictions and stuff, I mean, any traffic here is good for us. You know what I mean? And we're really grateful for that. Yep.
And as you said, unfortunately, Jost Van Dyke is usually the last stop for a lot of persons. Do you think that something needs to be done to change that? You know, probably.
We're inviting them to be the first stop here. You know what I mean? I mean, we're happy to welcome them to be the first stop here and then take it elsewhere.
But you know, the saying goes, you save the best for last as well.
I mean, yeah, I know that, but still, I mean, it's kind of a downside for us. Yeah.
And also to another issue that was brought to light in terms of from residents here, of some few bar owners as well, is the situation that even despite they have the resumption of cruise vessels here in the BVI, it's a situation where they come and they go straight to White Bay,
yes.
and basically avoid Great Harbour. Can you speak to that as well?
Yes, we notice that a lot. When the tender comes, they drop them off into Dog Hole, and then they go straight to White Bay. And that's another issue that we would like to address, that if people can walk the stretch, check out the little businesses and then support them a little bit, even though, you don't have to buy anything. Just come in and you spread the word along. You know what I mean? Yeah, so.
Great indeed. Any other final thing you would like to add on behalf of your
The next thing that I would like to add is if our port here on Jost Van Dyke would open for day sailors from St. John, St. Thomas, that would do an excellent job here for us. That would, automatically increase our traffic here. So, yeah.
And it's interesting that you actually mentioned that, because obviously prior to COVID-19, there was day trippers that would leave St. Thomas, St. John, etc. to come over here to Jost Van Dyke, especially.
That used to be our business. You know what I mean? Like, hi. But now, since all the restrictions, we only depend on people who is coming here for the day on the yachts. That's it. And people who are staying on island, which we don't have a lot of accommodation here, so a lot of people don't stay daily here, So
in essence, you would also like to see the resumption of that day trip, because as I did say just now, it's a situation from this advent of COVID-19 that was on pause, and there have been no announcement made by government as to when that may lift. So that is ultimately hampering the businesses as well.
Yes, of course. That's one of them.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. And that's any final words?
Well, I just want to say how grateful we are to see any traffic here on Jost Van Dyke, and we're waiting open arms for everybody to come back.
It is clear that while the resumption of tourist arrivals on Jost Van Dyke have restored economic activity, the diversion of cruise ship passengers to the White Bay community has been creating a disparity in the distribution of this economic activity. I'm Kamal Haynes reporting for 284 News.